Division 1 final. Number 2, James Beattie. Number 3, David Beattie. Number 4, Tyler Baines. Number 5, Chris Greenwald. Number 7, Maurice Braithwaite. Number 8, Nathaniel Pattinson. Number 10, Ethan Pattinson. Number 15, Anna McSorley. Number 16, Daniel Ewan. Number 32, Neil Howson. And number 55, Katie Morrow. Head coach is Julia Matheson, assisted by Chris Greenwald. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the CWSC Panthers. And their opponents for this one, let's hear it for the Sheffield Steelers. And their roster for today, number 4, Kev Hayes. Number 6, Lee Fryer. Number 9, Stephen Ryan. Number 13, Will Bonner. Number 18, Lemmy Kitambola. Number 23, Paul Hudson. Number 26, Matty Wilson. And wearing 30, Jared Ryan. Their coach is Steve Ryan, assisted by Mark Scott. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the Sheffield Steelers and the Panthers.
Welcome to the EIS. We've got the first division final for you here on National Championships weekend, and it's the Sheffield Steelers against the Cumbria Panthers. Steelers second team against Panthers first team. Panthers just celebrated winning the Division 2 title with their team, and JJ and I are looking forward to this one. Let's get straight into the team rosters and have a look at the lineups for today's game, starting with the Sheffield Steelers. And Lee Fryer, of course, played in the junior final last night, and he also had 26 points in the semi-final for Steelers 2 that got them here when they beat London Titans, and I'm sure he'll be looking for another big game here today.
Yeah, quite so. He's definitely going to be the player to watch for Sheffield, the one they're going to be relying on mostly. In addition to his 26 points in the semi, he also got 10 rebounds and 9 assists, so an all-round contributor to this team. Worthy of mention, a couple of old-timers here, Kevin Hayes, one time for Great Britain, and of course Paul Hudson as well, who's been a great servant to British basketball in many different roles.
And let's have a look at the Panthers lineup just quickly. The Beattie brothers, we just saw them in the Division 2 final. They're back out there once again. I'm sure fatigue will be an issue for them, but they were key in that 1-point semi-final victory that they had over the Bears yesterday, and the two teams have made their way out, and we are ready to get things underway. And it bounces nicely for the Steelers, and they will have the first offense of the game as Fryer moves it on to Hayes. Back to Fryer, who's going to have the first shot of the game. It front rims and comes all the way out to Morrow. David Beattie gets it back. He fires up the shot. A little short, that one. Fryer looking to push. He's on his own, so he backs out with three defenders having recovered. It's Hayes. Tosses it inside to Fryer. Draws the contact, gets the basket, will go to the line for a bonus.
Nice little assist there from Kev Hayes, and a good finish for Fryer. Good start for him. Imagine it's going to be the battle of the road runners between him and either one or both of the Beattie brothers.
Well, there's big Neil Howson with the rebound. He's not thrown it out long for once. He's gone for the short pass. And there's a few of them who played in that second team final who are on the bench and in the game here for the first team final. And well, there was less than 20 minutes between the end of the presentations and the start of this game. It's a quick turnaround for them.
Quick turnarounds indeed, as we see there. Katie Morrow go down in the key. Keep an eye out for Katie if she gets into her favourite shooting positions. Beautiful shooting action. She could play a big part in this game as well.
Fryer gets it out to Hayes, and he finds the bottom of the net.
He's been doing that for such a long time now, just getting down, sneaking down into that corner, finding space, catch and shoot, always facing the right way.
Pattinson back to, it's not a great pass from Beattie. Here's Fry looking to push, and there's an offensive foul. Just getting in the way there.
Yeah, Kitambala there. Good call by the referee. He wasn't far enough in front to go across or initiate contact.
Pattinson. Good defense from the young Fryer. Beattie's shot is off the mark. Hudson with the boards. Fryer looking to get out on the break. He's got to wait for his teammates to catch up. They're probably not quite as nimble as him. Here's Hayes. Shot doesn't go. Here's the fast break going the other way with Beattie. Beattie gets to the hole, can't lay it in. Two defenders back to make it awkward for him.
Yeah, odd decision there. Probably better off just coming out and waiting for support from teammates there.
Here's Fryer. Cross-court pass to Hudson. Looking for some options. Shot clock's getting low, so he's going to have to take it. And again, Howson to Beattie. Beattie's on his own and tried to find a teammate in there, and a big collision. They both seem okay. Fryer call for it.
The Panthers.
End line ball. Panthers looking for their first points 3 minutes into this game. A lot of space for Morrow. It's almost like they're just baiting her into shooting. She doesn't knock it down.
Yeah, that might have been just out of her range. Not seen her for a bit. I imagine that her range is improving all the time.
Fryer cross court. And the shot is good from Bonner, and it's a 6-0 Steelers lead.
Good ball movement, good patient offense from Steelers there. They have the best offensive record in their respective league.
Fryer with the rebound, and again, he's off to the races, and that's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. He just wasn't going to catch him there, so he just sort of shoved the chair out to try and knock him off balance. And Howson called for that. He's got 2 quick ones here, and it's going to be 2 shots in possession. Well, in the other final, I think it was late in the 3rd quarter before he picked up his first foul. It might have even been into the 4th.
Yeah, that's right, but this is another step up as Fryer misses both unusually.
Timeout has been called by the Panthers. Almost 4 minutes in, they're yet to score. Big Howson in foul trouble, so plenty for Coach Madison to talk over here. And well, they have to get the scoreboard ticking pretty soon. It's one of those things, you can go a minute or 2 without scoring, but then it starts to weigh on players' minds. They start to doubt themselves.
Yeah, that's right. They haven't got that quick rebound and outlet offense that their second team has, with Howson linking so well with the 2 Pattinson brothers. Only one of them on court at the moment. So, coach just calling a timeout, try and get their offense sorted out a little bit.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he sends Howson back out there on 2 fouls. Well, the minute is up. Both teams making full use of it. And indeed, Howson doesn't come back into the game after picking up that foul. Chris Green into the action. Of course, he had the basket that sent them here, and one that gave them the 1-point victory. Here's Hayes.
Keb's missed his last 2 shots. Not often used to see him miss 2 in a row.
Tipped back nicely done. Beattie, David Beattie that is, can't hit the shot. They're still looking for their first points. Toss forward, but he wasn't expecting that. James Beattie is back for the steal.
Yeah, careless pass there from Hudson, just gives the ball away unnecessarily.
Long time to think about the shot, and he knocks it down as well. First points of the game for the Panthers. Patterson. Here's Fryer.
Strange to see for the Panthers, 3 of their front line from their second team playing in the first team as well.
Yeah. And all on the court very early on. James Beattie to David Beattie. Back to James Beattie. He's got to shoot. Shot clock. Not sure there's time for all this passing. There isn't. 24-second violation.
Well, it was all very pretty and patient, but at some point someone has to take a shot.
It was all very pretty and patient, but under the old shot clock, in the old days when you used to get 30 seconds, it would have been all right.
Oh, those were the days.
Hey.
Put the kettle on.
Here's Hayes to Fryer. Fryer going quickly. Oh, but he misses the lay-in.
Again, those sort of shots have to be made at this level.
Beattie, nearly enough spin on that. Foul is called though, so he will take a couple from the line.
Again, he's so good in his chair, controlling the chair with both hands on the ball. Not many players have that level of ability there.
And it's also the distance that he can travel, controlling the chair, steering around people without needing to touch the wheels, so therefore he doesn't have to bounce the ball.
Exactly, he takes the travelling violation out of the equation.
It's out to Fryer. 2-on-2 here. Fryer. Ball in. Second attempt doesn't go. Nice give and go, and that will go for Beattie, and he'll go to the line for a bonus as well.
Yeah, really nice decision making in transition there from James Beattie. He moved the ball down first, which drew the defender, creating the space for himself to get in. Got it back.
Timeout called by the Steelers. 4 minutes to go. 2-point ball game. Well, the Division 2 final was a very low scoring game in the first quarter particularly, and this one started in similar vein. The Panthers caught fire in that one. They'll be hoping to do so again here.
Yeah, both teams have started off a little bit edgy perhaps. Again, could forgive them for having final game nerves. But again, it's a step up in quality here.
Well, they
see Panthers coached by former Oldham Owls player Julian Mattison, who moved over to Panthers after a long time with Oldham.
Well, the shooting numbers not great here in the early stages. 27% against 25%. But a chance to make it a 1-point game here with this bonus free throw. James Beattie to take it. And he gets a friendly bounce. And it's Fryer pushing hard. Hudson weaves his way through and lays it in off the glass.
Yeah, nice little move there from Paul Hudson.
Around the outside it goes to Pattinson. Well read by Fryer, he knocks it loose. But they recover. It's a backcourt violation. It'd have been all right if he'd left it to go over the line and then picked it up, but he picked it up and then went over the line.
Tiny bit of inexperience shown there,
yeah.
I think. As you say, he should have just let it go if he wasn't sure. Picked it up in the backcourt.
Here's Hayes. Feeds it inside to Hudson. It's out of bounds though. Last touch by the Panthers. So it's an end-line ball to the Steelers, who have 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, that pass, not whilst being the correct pass, wasn't quite on the money, which is why Paul Hudson had trouble controlling it.
Offensive foul called on Bonner.
Well, you could argue that's a slightly harsh call, especially at this level. But it was by the book.
Well, 7 minutes in, just 13 points on the board. Steelers leading by 3. Beattie's shot doesn't go. Fryer has the ball in his hands. The He's kind of trapped at the halfway line. Needed to watch the backcourt there. Did well to get rid of it just in time. Bonner shoots it up, and the foul is called, and he will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, fought his way round the defender there with 3.7 left on the shot clock and bought himself 2 free throws.
I think he caught one in the eye before that. I was trying to say to the referee the first one was a foul, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's safe to say, while the hand is part of the ball, the eye definitely is not part of the
The eye
ball.
is definitely not part of the ball. Well, has he regained his focus? Yes, he has. And they're both good for Will Bonner.
Good composure shown there. Did a bit of full court pressure here from Pryor, just trying to delay the ball getting up court.
Hooked across, but not over Hudson. Pryor, look at him go, the speed of him. Tried to get one across to Hayes. Friendly bounce, works in Steelers' favour, but they can't get any points on the board. Good hands from Bonner to deflect that out of bounds.
Yeah, fantastic little bit of skill there previous to that from Pryor. Just one of these exciting young players.
Pattinson. Gets it back again. The shot clock is very low. It needs to go up here. And there's a 3-second violation called before the shot did go up.
Yeah, good defense from Steelers. Be quite happy for you into just going in there.
Good pass. No. Hayes can't convert it. Of course, Fry won't say anything because he's the coach at the junior level, isn't it? Can't say anything bad to the coach for missing shots.
No, definitely not.
Have another go, coach. No, that's off the mark as well. Zimbala with the offensive rebound.
Just struggling to find his shooting boots at the moment. Kevin Hayes.
That's an 8-second violation. Good pressure up the court.
Here we see the Steelers, despite the speed that Panthers have, bearing in mind that David Biddies isn't on court at the moment. Bit of pressure telling there, resulting in a turnover.
Hayes. Oh, he's got a little bit of room on the baseline. The defense backed off him for some reason, and he made them pay.
Yeah, nice bit of play there from Kev Hayes, showing all his experience.
Pattinson. Hudson with the rebound. He's under some pressure and he gets it out. And there's a technical there for lifting the chair, was it?
Yeah, he's called it lifting when the player, both the back wheels leave the floor to gain an advantage. That happens often, but if you're not gaining an advantage, it's not a problem. But on this occasion, the referee deemed that an advantage was gained. Please have Hayes to free throw line.
He doesn't make the first, but it will be a possession from the halfway line. Bryant has it into the final 40 seconds of this first quarter. Another offensive rebound. Steelers have done well in that, although as we often say, that's partly because they're missing shots, but BT with the rebound. And that'll be 2 free throws because the team over the limit. In fact, the referee's just going to chat it over. It is 2 free throws. First free throw is good for Nat Pattinson. But not the second. Good work to rebound that by Baines.
Careless really again from Steelers, giving away offensive
Needs
rebounds.
to go up here from Baines. Shot clock ticking down. He tries the 3. Doesn't go, and is out of bounds with just under 5 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Very low scoring, just 18 points between them. Fryer throws it long, and it's batted out of bounds, so they'll get a little bit of a march down the court. A little territory gained.
Yeah. Bit like American football,
yeah.
Isn't there? They're doing it in installments.
Yeah, but they've got 3 seconds to find a shot. Hayes is going to heave it from the 3-point range. And off the back of the ring, well, easy first quarter for the scoreboard operator. Just 18 points between them. And I suppose we put that positive spin on everything. If you're the Panthers and you think we've only scored 6 points, but you're only down 6, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, by no means the end of the world. It's been a bit of a scrappy affair so far, I think it's fair to say. A few turnovers here and there. But you'd expect at this level the quality to go up.
Well, probably not helped by Howson getting those early fouls, so he's not in there to get those rebounds and try and use the BT boys as an outlet and maybe get some transition points. But they have to find some way, if they're going to end up in the half court, they have to find some way of getting a decent look at the basket. At the minute, they've taken 9 fewer shots than Sheffield, thanks in part to their 7 turnovers.
Yeah, that's right. Sheffield are a wily team. The problem for Panthers here possibly is that they don't outsize Steelers, so as you quite rightly said, they're going to have to find a way of getting easy baskets out on the break, which is really going by their second team is their bread and butter, you'd imagine, with a lot of the same personnel, very similar styles of play, you'd imagine.
Well, it's finals day here at the EIS Finals Weekend, the National Championships 2018 in British wheelchair basketball. We're 3/4 of the way through the finals for today. Of course, we had the Premier Division final and Junior final last night. Still to come, we've got the Women's final. That will be a 4 o'clock start. We'll be on BBC, connected red button for that one. Very much looking forward to that. But first, we've got the second quarter about to get underway in the Division 1 final, in which the Panthers trying to do something about this 6-point deficit, and then BT gets some points on the board for them.
Nice little assist there from Pattinson. Through the players and dumped it into BT.
It's Fryer. Tough shot. BT with the rebound, throws it out to his brother. It's a little bit behind Baines. He couldn't quite get round the back of his chair. And good pass, and just beat the defense, and Hayes is there to lay it in.
Nice adjustment and composure there from Kev Hayes. The pass was on the money. That was not on the money.
No, and picked off, and there's Fryer out on the break. He's trying to get himself an angle. He can't find one, so he tries to reverse lane. Bonner with the rebound. The rest of the teammates need to catch them up.
Sure what Fryer was thinking there. If there was ever a time to go to a reverse layup or a scoop, Kitambala gets in and misses an easy one.
Oh, he can't convert it the second time either, Kitambala. See, there's an example of how far he can go, controlling the chair without touching the wheels. David Beattie with the shot, little short, well positioned there by James Beattie. After he passed the ball out, he went straight in to get himself a good rebounding position.
Yeah, Paul Hudson was kicking himself for having not blocked out James Beattie there.
Hayes in the corner. Shots not dropping. He hit a couple early on, but since then, here's Beattie. Hudson chasing him down, but he can't catch him. David Beattie makes it a 2-point game.
That's becoming an all too familiar sight, I suspect.
Yeah. Well, having scored 6 points in the first 10 minutes, they've got another 6 in the first 2 minutes of the second quarter. Cumbria, and it's a single shot between the sides. Bonner trying to do something about that off the back of the ring. And Patterson just can't quite pull it in.
A little bit frustrated there, Patterson didn't quite manage to control that rebound and pull it in. Sheffield get another go at this offense.
He deflects that one away as well. And Hayes will pass it into Fryer. Fryer back to Hayes. Nice pass in to Hudson. One-handed, lays it in, doubles the lead.
Yeah, nice little bit of interplay from the two veterans there. Calm finish by Hudson.
Katambala with the rebound. Hayes looking for Fryer, finds him. Fryer trapped in the corner in the court, and it's ripped away by Baines. Good long pass. Back to Beattie, and that's going to be, I think, a 3-second violation first. Would have been a foul, but 3 seconds called first.
Got away with one there, did Fryer. That was almost a crime there, I think.
Yeah.
It was a street crime, that.
Kitambala drives in, drops it out to Hayes with his shot. And there's a look at Beattie sneaking out once again. Back to his brother James. James doesn't get the roll, and Bonner with the rebound. Fryer's kind of stuck here. Kitambala helps him out. They've got to get it over the half, and they do. Here's Hudson. Back to Hayes. Loads of space at the three-point line. Cross court to Bonner. Bonner from 14 feet, shot doesn't go.
Well, both teams struggling to score from outside at the moment.
Lobbed into Beattie, and I think Bonner is called for the foul.
Yeah, the ref called a backing foul.
On the floor though, so it'll be an end-line ball. That's going to be his third. There's no shot there. Oh, there might be at the second attempt. Fryer looked off as he saw Beattie give up on the shot.
Just ran out of ideas there momentarily, did Beattie.
Hayes onto Fryer. Oh, it's too far out of the reach of Hayes.
It's symptomatic sometimes of young players like Fryer and like Beattie, James Beattie, when they're really quick. They're used to playing the game at such a high pace. They tend to do everything at a high pace.
Yeah.
And sometimes playing at 80 miles an hour is better than playing at 100 miles an hour.
A lot of space for Baines. Hudson just reaching that one. And there was Fryer going from 100 down to 30 there. Bonner in close. Gets his own rebound, has it knocked away, but illegally so, foul called.
Yeah, nice little entry pass there from Fryer. I'd be disappointed not to have made the two there. It's a relatively easy shot. Was not going to be allowed a second chance at that one.
Hudson lobs it into Kitumbala. Tough shot, doesn't quite bobble in. Here's Beattie pushing hard. He realises he's outnumbered in the lane, so he waits for some help. Good pass on to Baines for two.
Yeah, nice little play there from Pattinson. Look away pass. Easy shot.
And once again, the gap is just a basket. Fryer doubles it up. That's both times they've got back to within a score. It's quickly down the other end, and the Steelers stretching it once again. Pattinson spins cross court. Knocked loose. Bonner comes up with it.
Careless there from David Beattie. He'd made that pass in his head before he actually executed it.
Fryer, good pass. Kitumbala down the lane. And he finishes it off, but a lovely assist.
Yeah, really nice play there.
Oh, the defense didn't recover in time, but Fryer gets the boards, looking to try and get away.
Well, they got away with one there.
Hudson over to Fryer, has time. Beattie has it knocked away by Kitumbala. And that gives, well, I was about to say gives the Steelers a chance to get back on defense, but they're going to have plenty of time to do that. Because the timeout has been called first of all. There's 3:15 to go here in this first half. It's the Steelers 20 and the Panthers 14. Well, slightly more free-flowing than the first quarter, sorry, but still not the highest scoring game you've ever seen.
No, not really. I think both teams are struggling at whether it be inside the paint or from outside. They're struggling to get consistent scoring, a running score. So resulting in this relatively low scoring, I suppose. I was expecting a bit more at this level, Division 1 final. I would have thought that the scores would have been higher, but it's not to be.
Well, it's 8 points apiece in this period. And so, as it was a 6-point Steelers lead at the start of it, it remains that margin as the two teams make their way back out onto court.
And you wonder how much fatigue is playing a part in this for these young players for Panthers. You think that the likes of the two Beattie brothers have played almost a full game, I think.
Yeah.
Just prior to this, and now.
Same too with Baines, who's played pretty much all of that Division 2 final, and he's got in quite early on in this game as well. Pattinson. drives in. Defense a little late to react to him.
Yeah, the half-court offense for the Panthers always seems to start with Pattinson on the ball. He plays a two-man game, hoping to draw the defense, and he's very good at finding that open player for an easier shot.
No, careless there. And a chance once more for Cumbria to do something about this deficit.
David Beattie's been given a little rest.
Well, if
Coach
we get a
Madison.
couple of minutes here and then the 10 minutes at half-time. Pattinson in the paint, about 10 feet from basket, knocks it down.
Yeah, really nice work. He's a good player, Pattinson.
Well, Fryer doing a great job of not letting Pattinson get back on defense. And that means they've got numbers. Hudson with the rebound. Long arms, keeping it away from everybody. And eventually, he's fouled from behind by James Beattie.
Yeah. All that hard work that they did on keeping Pattinson out paid off. They were able to get an offensive rebound as a result of it.
Paul Hudson going to try and turn that offensive rebound into some points. That's off the mark. Oh. Did he just turn and talk to you there? Was that aimed at you?
He did. I had a quiet Ribena with him last night.
Oh, okay.
He was terrified that I was going to be disparaging about his play on commentary, which I wouldn't dream of doing.
Yeah. Well,
Makes a second anyway, makes amends for the miss.
Airballing a free
round.
throw, you're asking to be disparaging about, really, aren't you? Here's BT. Pattinson thinks about the shot, gets in a little closer and takes it. Offensive rebound is not loose, and there's a foul in there.
Well, I think he might have knocked a tooth loose as well then. Quite a hit there.
Well, Hudson had his hand up before the referee blew the whistle to own up to the foul.
Unusual in itself.
Cross court to Pattinson. Has to fire it back out. Good ball movement. BT in close. And he converts it. It's a 1-point game.
Yeah, really nice ball movement there. Good reversals. Good finish.
Fryer drives in back to Hayes. Bonner is there. Bonner. Well, is he fouled or is it a 3-second violation? The two referees, I think, had a different view of it. They're going to chat it over and they're going to call a 3-second violation. Minute to go here in the first half. 1-point game. Panthers with a chance to take the lead for the first time. Pattinson finds inside. Ball is loose. Fryer has it. Away he comes. Still going Fryer. Round to Hayes. And he shoots. And the lead is back up to 3 with 30 seconds to play in the first half.
Yeah, much needed points there for the team and for Kev Hayes, I think.
Pattinson looking to drive baseline. Back out to Baines. Round to Beattie. His shot is short. Fryer, that's going to be a foul. I thought for a second the referee was making the signal for an unsportsmanlike, but he's called it a holding foul in the end.
Certainly a case for calling
Yeah.
it. He nearly made the signal,
He
didn't
did.
he?
He got very close to it. but it's just a regular foul, so 6 seconds to go here. Hudson misses the shot, and we are going to reach half-time. Well, it's been relatively low scoring, but it's the Steelers who've led throughout. At the half, though, it's just one basket separating the two teams. The Steelers leading this one 23-20.
Yeah, they're just about edging it, really, you'd have to say. Deservedly so, just a bit more nous in offense, shall we say. For the Panthers, they probably need to get a little bit more productive inside the key. Pattinson is clearly their the equivalent of a midfield general, shall we say, for them. They've had some good offences, but they probably needed cheaper baskets. I think they need to get their transition going. I think that's their bread and butter game.
Well, we're at the break here. It's very much in the balance. We'll have second half action for you in about 8 minutes' time. Welcome back to the EIS here in Sheffield. We're in the First Division final of the British Wheelchair Basketball National Championships 2018. It's a low-scoring affair, but just 3 points between the two teams. Sheffield Steelers leading the Cumbria Panthers 23 points to 20. And JJ, you just get the feeling that actually this game is going to be decided by who can have the first meaningful run of the game, who can get that sustained 3 or 4 minutes of momentum to give themselves a bit of a cushion.
Yeah, quite right, Dan. I think it will boil down to if one team can get like an 8-point, 10-point run, that they might feel that they're in the driving seat. So far for Steelers, Kevin Hayes has got 8 points. Fryer with 4 points, 3 rebounds and 5 assists. He's got decent numbers. I think he needs to start scoring a bit more, and hopefully they'll be trying to get him to do that. For Panthers, Pattinson has got 7 points, 3 rebounds and 3 assists, so decent for him as well. So it might boil down to which of those two playmakers really can inspire their team to go ahead here, maybe get the runs that we spoke about.
Well, 11 of Panthers' points have come off the bench in the first half, so more than half their points scored by the reserves, although most of them by James Beattie. And the horn sounds to send the two teams back out onto the court. And interesting to see that Morrow is back out there, Howson back out there.
Yeah, and they need the height, don't they?
Braithwaite as well. Those 3 played less than 4 minutes of the first quarter. Of course, part of that was Howson got into foul trouble, and obviously you've got to balance your points out on court, so you've got to have an appropriate 5. Here's Hayes in his favourite spot, and that's why it's his favourite spot.
Yeah, it's just, you never get tired of watching players like Kev Hayes, it's his use of space and the position of his chair where all he has to do is catch and shoot. It sounds simple when I say, but not everybody has the ability to do that.
Hudson, after the rebound was pulled in by Bonner. There's Hayes opposite corner, same spot, but the other side, and same result. And we said it, who can grab a bit of momentum. First minute has been all Steelers.
Yeah, nice assist there from Fryer, just fooled everybody and went just down low again. But again, you let Kevin Hayes have time and space to your peril.
Morrow chased by Bonner. Gets it back out, but it's not quite there to Beattie. Hayes has it and throws it forward. And Fryer with the easy lay, and Lee Fryer makes it 6-0 here at the start of the third period. And suddenly the Steelers lead by 9.
It's all Kev Hayes there again, all the old songs playing in his head, aren't they?
Yeah.
Turning back the clock.
And it helps when you've got a young whippersnapper like Fryer out on the break, doesn't it? Here's Hayes again. Oh, he's doing everything. He's got 6 and an assist here as his team have leapt out. Inside 2 minutes, they've scored 8 in a row and lead by 11.
8 in a row, and he's had a hand in all of them.
Yep.
I can only imagine that at the last break they stuck him in a time machine
Yeah.
and zapped him back 10 years.
Well, timeout has been called by the Panthers, and I'm sure much of this team talk is we need to find Kev Hayes and where he is, because he's killing us right now.
He really is. Not just with the points, he also had that interception and an assist. So he's feeling it at the moment. And here's that run we were talking about.
And it's amazing how in the blink of an eye, what has been a very close game is suddenly double figures. And when you bear in mind that, I mean, we said this in the previous game, 11 points is not a great deal in the game of basketball, but when you've only got 20 on the board, it looks a long way away.
Yeah, it's certainly not insurmountable. no way will Matheson and his team feel that they're out of this game. But they certainly do need to keep a close eye on Kev Hayes as of now.
Well, they could do with just getting the scoreboard going here in the second half. What can Pattinson do? Gets it out to David Beattie. Trying to find Morrow, but it's over her head and out of bounds.
Yeah, nice cut by Morrow, however. Young Beattie having to get the ball up and over Fryer. Pass goes awry.
Here's Bonner out to Hayes. Morrow pressuring him now. Bonner at the foul line. Off the back of the ring, that might just drop. No, it bobbles out. Look at that, he's chased down his own rebound. And he'll go to the line. And is that foul on Howson? Because if it is, it's his fourth. Sorry, it's his third, my mistake.
It is his third, and immediate changes called for by Julian Matheson.
And it's almost identical to the first half. It's a little bit earlier, in fact. They played about 3 minutes in the first half and about 2.5 here. And the three of them have to go. And again, that's partly about balancing points.
Yeah, it's one of the nuances of wheelchair basketball when you're a coach. You have to be a mathematician as well.
Yeah. Of course, Howson is 3.5, and then whoever they're bringing in, they've got to then make it balance back up. And if you're bringing in a Beattie who's a 5, then you've got to take somebody else off. That's why they do it in units.
Yeah, sometimes you're forced to do that.
Like ice hockey, where you have a line and the one line comes in, the other line goes out. Nice shot from Patterson, and finally the scoreboard moves in their favour.
Yeah, he's going to need to do a lot more of that there to eat into this 10-point deficit as it stands at the moment.
Here's Hayes. First miss of the second half for him. Ooh, well pulled in, actually. Speed, it was slightly over him.
Nice job there by Beattie to control that.
Brian gambling there, trying to get the steal, but it was just out of his reach. Bonner with the rebound. Kitumbala gets it back to Bonner. Hayes, under pressure, drops it into Fryer. He's got to throw it up here. The shot clock is about to go, but he had his back to it. He couldn't quite see.
Yeah, there's an argument for saying that you're often better off not taking a prayer shot because it actually negates the opportunity for a transition easy basket for the opposition. You're better off letting them having it from the sideline. But that is a point of view.
Here's David Beattie at the elbow and cuts the lead back into single figures.
You see again attempts by the Steelers to keep Pattinson away from
Kitumbala. Hudson there cleans it all up.
And once again, all because of the efforts they made to keep Pattinson away from the boards. It allowed Kitumbala and Hudson to get in for those offensive boards.
Hayes bats the ball loose. Foul called, but again, Kev Hayes getting involved at the defensive end. Here's Hudson. Midway through the third quarter, it's been a good start to the second half for the Steelers. Hudson, 3-second violation is the call.
Well, he turned down the shot from the middle, which was open to him seconds before, Paul Hudson. Understandable after the air ball earlier on, I suppose, from the free-throw line.
Beattie trying to weave his way through. Hayes with a hand in his face, but he knocks it down, draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for a bonus as well.
Right smile there from Kev Hayes. That was a tough shot that he made there. Kind of forced into it. Didn't have any other options.
Bonus doesn't go. Still 8 points between the two teams. Lob forward to Bonner. Bonner inside to Kitambala. It's not a great shot, but it ends up in the hands of Hudson, and he turns it into 2.
Yeah, a little bit of lack of composure from Kitambala there. But nice play by the Steelers. They set 2 or 3 picks there, which eventually got them into a good position.
Here's Baines. Lets it fly. Bonner with the ball. Fryer almost loses it, but regains control. Needs a bit of help. And didn't quite get the ball over the halfway line in time.
The Steelers are going to have to be a little bit careful here because they're being pressured in the full court. And what's happening is that Fryer's being left with the ball with no outlet, so they're going to have to be a little bit more wary not to leave him high and dry with the ball.
Greenholm moves it on. Cross court towards Pattons, and it does reach him in the end. Hayes again, knocking that away.
Yeah, Kev knew exactly where that ball was going. Stuck out a big Rotherham paw.
And there he is again. Shot clock getting very low. It's got to go up here. Greenholm has to fire it up. He misses everything. That can play because Hudson comes up with the ball. Oh, he's gone out of bounds there. He heard the buzzer, but the referees didn't signal 24-second violation. He just went out of bounds.
This should be Panthers' ball, strictly speaking.
And it is.
Well, I mean, he's inexperienced, but I would have thought he knew a bit better than that by now. Still, no great harm done, I suppose, in the scheme of things.
Beattie gets himself a little bit of room, comes back the other way, drives in, and just has enough to get that over the front of the ring. They're going score for score at the minute, but they're still down 8 with 3 minutes to go in the third.
He really does make the tough shots, doesn't he?
He does,
Beattie?
yeah.
Good Lord.
Speaking of tough shots, there's one from Kev Hayes.
Well, I'm running out of adjectives for Kev Hayes at the moment.
He's up to 16.
Paul Hudson, a little bit of WWF there. I think MMA is more in vogue these days, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Sorry, I went a bit old school on you there.
Oh, nice. Greenhouse off the back of the board with a little spin, reverse lay-in.
Yeah, just snuck in back door there, but a really nice finish.
Hayes is just heating it here in the third quarter.
Well, it's like nothing's changed for Kev Hayes. Class is permanent, I suppose.
Oh, Beattie shot rims out. Pryor throws it forward to Bonner, and here It's Kitambala on the trail. He's fouled from behind. And a little exchange there. Probably something along the lines of, why don't you make that? That should be an M1.
Something along those lines. He gets into good positions, does Levi Kitambala, but obviously needs to work on his finishing and his composure a little bit. Nothing wrong with his free throw shooting.
Easy rebound for Pattinson. Pattinson, the no-look pass out to Beattie, trying to force it into the lane. A couple of Steelers hands on it, but they still have it. Shot clock very low. Pattinson sets himself, misses everything. Kitambala throws it out in front, but straight to David Beattie.
Well, they're 11-point lead, but I don't think they can really afford to be giving the ball away that cheaply as a foul's called.
Lee Fry called for his third personal foul. They need to get a little bit of momentum here. The Panthers try and wrestle their way back into the game. And Hayes called for the foul. They're losing this quarter by 8 points, and it was the first 8 points that was the problem. The first 2 minutes of this quarter, it's been 10-10 since then. Nice bounce off the front of the ring. I think Hudson had the same thought as me there. That was a good bounce.
But yeah.
That one was clean.
Just made sure of it that time, Big Chris. Again, we see this pressure from Panthers.
Hudson has it. Inside to Fryer. And
well, Fryer there, he wanted the ball earlier, but I think Hudson had the right idea. He wanted him to make the cut first. And in the end, he caught Twix and Tween. Ended up on the floor.
well, score, stop, score here, and Panthers will feel okay, having started the third very poorly. They don't get the score. Ball is loose. Hayes trying to come up with it, gets it to Kitambala. And Steelers can break away through Fryer. Fryer on his own lays it in.
That's what he's capable of. He's a really exciting young player. Gold medalist at the Worlds with the under-23s, lest we forget. So he's a class act, and that was a class finish.
Last few seconds of the third quarter might still be time if Hudson can get it down court. No, he's going to just let time expire. Well, an excellent quarter for the Steelers. They've won that one comfortably, thanks mainly to the blistering start that Kev Hayes gave them. They scored 8 points without reply in the first 2 minutes of that period, and they've turned a 3-point lead into an 11-point advantage with a quarter to play.
Yeah, he really coming to the ball. He's been percolating, wasn't he,
Yeah.
for the first two quarters, and he suddenly came alive at the beginning of that quarter, and is largely responsible for the lead that they've now built up.
Well, you think he was struggling to shoot in the first quarter. His numbers, his first couple of shots of the game, and then his radar went off for a little bit, but he's 9 for 17 for his 18 points and 4 assists to go with it. So that's good shooting numbers by any measure. And really, Cumbria, if they are to lift this trophy at the end of the game, need to come out with a good start here to the fourth quarter, try and get some transition points.
Yeah, they need transition points. So far they have relied a little bit on James Beattie to make tough shots. Now it's questionable whether really he's going to be able to do that for the whole of the next quarter, and even if he were, it may not be enough. So as you quite rightly point out, they need to find some transition points, some easy layups, just to take the pressure off, take the scoreboard pressure off themselves, so they don't end up playing the scoreboard.
Well, they do have the possession arrow, so we'll start the fourth quarter with the ball. Ooh.
See, Kev Hayes
Yeah.
just saw that coming early, did he?
Yeah. His eyes lit up as that pass came in, but he couldn't quite wrestle it away. James Beattie under all sorts of pressure. Cross court it comes to David Beattie. James Beattie with the rebound. He's fouled by Hayes, and he will go to the line for 2. And that is foul number 3 on Hayes.
Yeah, once again, not blocking out there, and James Beattie does have that knack of getting in for those little irritating offensive rebounds.
Just now to cut it back to single figures.
Irritating for the opposition, of course.
Yeah, yeah. And that one bounces up and over the ring, and the gap is 9. 9:39 to go in this final. Bonner, space, mid-range shot, rims out, Patterson with the rebound. Baines. James Beattie gets past Bonner. Hudson with the rebound.
Equipment here. For
Okay. I wasn't quite sure what had happened there, but Hayes is, needs a wheel change.
Yeah, I've not seen that sign from a referee before.
No.
They normally just say wheel.
Yeah. Well, I thought he was talking about the ball at first.
Yeah, as did I. But
There
yeah,
you go.
Kev just needed a quick pit stop.
Formula One pace change.
Oh yes, Ferrari-esque that was.
Minute into the fourth. Steelers with the lead and the ball. Bonner. Good for 2.
No real pressure there from the Panthers team. They don't seem that willing to get out there.
He's had a few nice looks, Will Bonner. Beattie driving down the lane. That's thrown out. You go chase that, Lee. And he gets there, Lee Fryer. And he goes all the way to the basket and lays it in nicely.
Another classy finish there, surrounded by defenders. Great prospect. He's for the future of Great Britain basketball.
It's 4-on-4 at the minute. As Beattie's shot is short, because Fryer's trapped down the other end, but now it's 2-on-1 as Bonner finds Fryer. And that's the one draw. Oh, it's come out. I was about to say that's one drawback of trapping a guy down at one end of the floor.
Exactly.
Offensive foul, the call. Fryer getting into a good position. And David Beattie, the offender.
Well, just what they could have done without all these little calls as you get towards the business end of the quarter. Start to tell as Hudson misses a relatively easy inside shot.
Baines over to David Beattie. He fires up the shot. Hudson with another rebound. Chance for Fryer in the open court again. He's looking forward. He finds Bonner with a super pass. Bonner sets himself, but he was always going backwards. Didn't quite have enough arm strength in that.
Yeah, he felt he might have been on 3 seconds there, so he was just making his way out.
Patterson. Well, not quite. Well, 13-point lead for Sheffield. 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Really that explosive start to the second half has given them some daylight. And, well, they don't look like giving it back right now. Here's the man that gave them that cushion. Good ball movement. Kitambala finds some space underneath. And again, they've moved the ball pretty well today.
Yeah, really nice work there. Kev Hayes, obviously, the way he's been shooting forces the defense out. Ending up with a relatively easy basket for Kitambala.
Shot off the front of the ring. It's a tired-looking shot from James Beattie, of course, played in the previous game. It is a tiring weekend, all the action that these players have been going through with the semi-finals, and the likes of Fryer in the junior game as well. This is where the fatigue starts to kick in the fourth quarter.
These guys are good, the Beattie brothers, for example, but they're young players, they're physically still developing, so they will be feeling the effects of fatigue. And as we see Sheffield building on that lead slowly, danger signs here for Panthers that it's already 15 points. You'd have to question if they can really come back from this now.
And do they believe that they can really come back from it? And again, go back to the point I made earlier. 15 points when you've only scored 34, so you're basically asking for half your offense again, but instead of doing it in 34 minutes, you've got to do it in 5.
That's right, yeah, it's a big ask, but well, let's see what Julian Matheson has come up with. He's a seasoned campaigner. Sure, he's got a few tricks up his sleeve.
Well, a point a minute is never usually a good, productive way of winning a game, and that's what they've been on. 34 points, 34 minutes.
No, that's right. Sheffield mainly through the old-timer Kev Hayes have really built up a big lead here, which Kitambala now at the line looking to add to.
A little shrug of frustration as the first one bobbles out. And he manages to miss them both. That's a little in front of David Beattie, but he can haul it in quickly enough. Trying to find his brother, but Hayes is there for his fourth steal of the game. Here's Fryer, is an assist away from a double-double. 10 points, 9 assists. There's assist number 10, is it? No, Bonner can't provide it.
Really nice to watch him play. I think there's a case for him saying to himself that he needs to be a bit more selfish at times and maybe just take on the scoring role a bit more than just looking for assists, but so good to watch.
Payne's shot doesn't go. Hayes with the rebound. Fryer is down court. Here he is, but he needs a bit of support. Greenhouse called for the foul. David Beattie, that is, will sit down. As Ewan will check in.
Yeah, he really has done a job today. He must be fatigued, I think.
Yeah.
He hasn't quite been as effective as he was previously, as Hudson gets a second chance, which he's able to put away.
Padding his stats there, isn't it? throw it off the board, get yourself a rebound, and deny the kid an assist.
You can't beat experience.
Hey. Nice little shovel pass. BT doesn't get there. There is another rebound for Hudson. There we go. Oh, none of them are going to give him that 10th assist, are they? It's Bonner misses, and that'll be 2 free throws.
Yeah, they clearly want to deny the young lad any prestige whatsoever. Well, Madison unloading his bench a little bit. I think he's asked, and they've given all they can, the youngsters. They can't be blamed for showing a little bit of fatigue here.
Well, these three started the game, but have only managed 6 minutes, 3 at the beginning of each half, partly because of the foul trouble that Howson has been in.
It's all his fault, isn't it, then?
No, I'm not blaming him. But
Gittenbala makes his second.
here's Morrow, looking to make up for some lost time. Patterson fires up for 3 off the back of the ring. It's a good rebound in there. Howson moves it on, and the foul is called. And that's his 4th personal foul. Will Bonner. Cross court to Morrow, one way then the other. Trying to find some space, a little bit of a collision. Sets herself for the long range shot. A little bit short.
Again, just a little bit outside of her range, possibly. Given space and time, she really can put it in the net.
There we go. There's the 10th assist.
And a nice little fade away there from Bonner. And as you say, Fry gets his assist.
10 points, 10 assists, 4 rebounds. A couple of steals in there as well for the young lad. Well, that's thrown no look, but Morrow wasn't where he was not looking. And Fryer will get the easiest points he'll get all game.
Yeah, careless, tired play. Got to say, Pattinson's probably mentally tired. Let's not forget he too coaches the other team, and that does take it out of you mentally. So we could be seeing the effects of just all-round fatigue, mentally and physically, from Panthers team, as Howson shows no fatigue whatsoever there with a great finish.
Well, this game gone the complete opposite way. Just really got away from them down the stretch to what happened in the second division final, where the Panthers ended up winning pretty comfortably. Here's Bonner. Howson with the rebound. Oh, he's thrown it straight to Fryer, and in his frustration he's reacted and committed a foul.
Yeah, a little bit careless there from Howson, who gave a really good account of himself, I thought, in the previous game.
Yeah.
But it's a lot to ask for someone to perform at that level in 2 consecutive games, I feel. Off goes Hudson for a well-earned rest, as well as Hayes, who for me has been the star of the show, really, in a lot of ways, because he's just done so much at both ends of the court. Kev Hayes.
Two and a half minutes left in this game, and the Steelers 2.5 minutes away from celebrating the First Division Championship. Morrow. Morrow going to take the shot. Bonner with the rebound. Fryer had gone down court, but he couldn't get it to him. Good pressure from Morrow, just over the halfway line in time.
Didn't he, before that, but good decision in the end.
Fryer with the spin and gets the ball onto Ryan, who's fouled, and will go to the line for 2.
Great pass there. Greenhalgh wasn't going to let him have that. Just snowplowed him out the way there.
Well, Bonner gets his break, and Wilson into the game for the first time. So all the bench players in, get a few minutes here at the end of this final, get themselves some experience. I'll get a medal later on, and they try and get some stats on the board as well before the buzzer sounds.
Yeah, I think people always forget the contribution that bench players make, not always in the games, but by turning up for training week in, week out, and they contribute, even if they don't get the minutes. They've played a part in any victories that the team might have.
Good ball. Oh, a chance in there for Ryan. Here's Morrow. Hooks one. Cross court. Zip back to Morrow. And she gets some points on the board. Her first score of the game.
Yeah, nice work there from Katie Morrow. She passed the ball across but didn't stop moving, didn't stay static.
Well, that will do it.
I think he's been playing for that rest
for
most of this last quarter.
Yeah. Coach isn't going to sub me out. I'll sort it out myself.
That's right.
Two free throws. Matthew Wilson at the line. I think Baines wasn't expecting to have to come back in. He'd already taken his vest off, and he's had to come back on court because of that foul out, and he had to put his shirt back on.
Well, is it me, or has he just come up with a warm-up top on?
He's got a t-shirt on underneath, but he has put his vest over the top.
Oh, I see, right.
It's the old school move. Take your shirt off, get off change so the coach can't put you back on. Take your wheels off or something. That would be the ultimate one, wouldn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Fryer kind of stuck under there, but he gets it out. But it's just out of the reach of Jared Ryan.
Yeah, nice work from Fryer. It's only just off the mark there, really.
Here is Baines. Trying to set the screen for Morrow, and Fryer call for the foul. Not that it matters, but that's number 4 on him. Well, it matters only because the one of the old boys on the side will have to come in if he gets fouled out. They will be taking their wheels off in a second. Here's Fryer out on the run. Picks it up well. Nice use of the chair. Beautiful play, Lee Fryer.
Well, he turned the defender inside out and back inside again there. Fantastic. Real nice to watch him play. Been watching him for quite a few years now. He's getting better all the time.
He's really enjoying himself out there at the minute as well. He's got a few tricks up his sleeve and he's bringing them all out. And the shot clock is switched off, and the final play can tick it down here, the Steelers. In fact, Wilson's going to take one last shot, trying to get him on the board. Ryan in there. 2 attempts. Keep going, keep going. Oh, not quite. But the horn is going to sound, and a dominant second half by the Sheffield Steelers has seen them win here. They are now the First Division champions, and a tremendous start to the second half, led by Kev Hayes. the wily old veteran seeing them through to victory, but a great performance, double-double from Lee Fryer as well.
Yeah, I mean, Lee Fryer, fantastic to watch. Your eyes always drawn to him, but I think it's fair to say that that lead was really built, as you say, in the beginning of that half with fantastic play from Kevin Hayes. Steals, assists, but most of all, he just went on a scoring spree, didn't he?
Well, they had some drama to get here, the Panthers, but it wasn't to be in the end, and they've been beaten, just ran out of steam in this final and didn't quite have enough points on the board. Just the 38 points in 40 minutes, not going to win you too many ball games. Well, congratulations to the Steelers. They've won this one by 62 points to 38. Just one big game remaining here in the day. And it's up next on BBC Connected Red Button at 4 p.m. It's the Women's League Final, the Angels of the North versus CWBA. Make sure you join us for that one. For JJ and I, we'll see you soon. Goodbye.